Hello everyone and welcome back to PAX and Recreation. And we're back at Bundle Mania, jumping into the present. Quite literally, because today we have a gift bundle. Get it? Gift, present, language puns. And doing another Spider-Man one, technically the last one, which is the Spider-Man gift bundle. Now, this is interesting for multiple reasons because, well, they did a gift bundle for Spider-Man. I guess they were expecting some sort of higher demand or something. As sort of an intro for this, I have to say that I initially missed the chance to get this. Now, regardless of the feelings that you may have for the Spider-Man set or whatever, I guess two disclaimers. One, I really like Spider-Man. He's one of my favorite superheroes, and I've been reading the comics and all that shit, so like legit Spider-Man fan as well as Magic fan. And as you know by this series, I love bundles. So when I saw this, I was like, like rough. So kind of interesting, but then it was sold out. And then a couple of weeks later, I was able to get one. And funny enough, at the moment of recording this video, I went to check something online, and turns out that most pages that I use to buy Magic stuff have a stock for it. So, I guess we didn't sell that well. But leaving the drama aside, the Amazing Fantasy gift bundle. So my first comments right off the bat is, well, as you can see, this one is vertical lining. Obviously, then once you open the box, is horizontal as all of them, but is the intention that counts. It's not like the Duskmorn horror bundle that was literally a different form factor. I don't think they ever did that again. I thought they will do this with this one, but they didn't. But it is vertical to replicate the comic book cover. So if you're a comic book fan, this looks pretty nice. If I had one gripe, will be that it's called gift bundle. I really prefer that they don't use the term gift bundle, because what's the point? You can't really give this to anyone except yourself, because they are always difficult to get, except this one apparently. So call it Amazing Bundle, or a fantasy bundle or something, a reference to this, or a friendly neighborhood bundle. I don't know, something like that. But well, first impressions is, as you may have noticed, the cover is basically the cover for Amazing Fantasy, so nothing too crazy there. Very lovely. I think it's one of the few cases where the outside box are going to be very sad about throwing away, but whatever. On the side, we also get another reference to another iconic piece of art, so Peter and the Shadow of Spider-Man, and very retro-like, even with the exclamation, you can almost hear the Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Which, yes, it was way after the comics to a degree, but I mean, look at these articulations. This shit wouldn't fly today, but back then, crazy. So lovely. Man, this looks painful. And the contents. So what are we expecting here? Surprise your Spider fan. See, it's like they really lean into the whole thing. It's like, this is a gift bundle. The problem is that what makes it limited is that it comes with a collector booster. So it comes with a Spider-Man collector booster. It comes with the usual, the box and a die, the oversized die. It comes with the special spiderweb lens, which, pretty cool by themselves that they are included there. An alt art traditional foil for Venom, or in this case the card is Venom Remorseless, and 9 play boosters. And as usual, because I always like to point it, 9, 14, using fonts and words to play with your brain. Then in the plus, we not only get the usual 2 reference cards, but they also make reference to the 10 traditional foil and 10 regular basic lands. So shown in the English language. This is one of those that is made in the USA. It's basically like the product is made in the US. It's only in English. It is what it is. And nice detail here is that the art is rightfully credited for Steve Ditko, which is something interesting, because you will assume they will credit just Marvel Corporation or something like that, or even Disney. But no, they actually went and created Steve Ditko. And why is this important? Because for example, for the Iron Maiden Secret Lair, they didn't credit the original creators in the cards. They just said Iron Maiden. So The original artist, I mean. So I guess it depends on the property. So maybe it's because comic books do have a strong history of crediting their artists. So on top, even the Magic logo, I mean, I don't think it's specifically retro style, but it feels retro for some reason. Maybe it is the retro logo. I think it is because it's the more like wobbly version of the logo. The Spider and Marvel. And one thing right off the bat is that you see that they are like, okay, maybe you want to reuse the box. You can only open it from one side, which is not the common thing with bundles. And you have the spider web, which I love these details. So let's go. And thankfully it opened easily because normally that's not the case. So it opens from the bottom. So it seems like you can reuse the cover box if you want to, which for once, it feels justified. I forgot to mention, I think it's apparent in the video, but the box is foil. It's a soft foil, but it's foil. See, and since it's open from the back, I really think like if you really like it, you can just put the box again inside and just do this and it stays. Because again, this is a very iconic piece of pop culture and art, I will say. So yeah, nothing wrong with this. Now, the box and the insert. So sadly, this is a gift bundle, but the insert doesn't have a special treatment. So it's not like in the past where the insert will be like more cardboard. This is literally paper. So it's the same art, which, I guess is cool, I guess. Kind of repetitive. And yes, it has Steve Ditko credited here and a bunch of copyright tests, so copyright stuff. So I guess that maybe you can, if you want to frame it or something, you can cut that part and it will be symmetrical, right? So if you cut it like around, I don't know. And on the back, well, this is kind of shameless, but yes, this is the first of 6. This is an ad for the Soul Gem or the Soul Stone for the Infinity Gems or Infinity Stones. So yeah, which is technically the only chase card in the set. So this is like good looking art, don't get me wrong. And I hope that if they keep doing gift bundles for other Marvel sets and they come with the stones, they won't do it, I guess. But the logical ideal thing in my head will be that each of them comes with an insert of this, so that maybe if you want to just, but I don't think it's the case. I don't think they care because this looks very like comic book teasy, like the first of 6 and whatnot. So the insert is okay. Now, when it comes to the box is foil. Again, soft foil there. And it has like the old school Spider-Man font. And you can see that it has some Spider-Man panels in there. And it's not because of the lighting of the video. It's true that if you hit it with direct light, you can't see shit. So I think it's either cool or very stupid. I think it's cool. When you have it in an angle, then yes, you can actually see the panels, and you have a lot of panels from Amazing Fantasy. So not bad. Actually, kind of very cool. You have this on top. It's weird that the box says like Magic and Marvel. Like I haven't seen this for any other property that Secret Lairs with bundles. So weird choice. I guess it's kind of a retro callback. On the other side, same thing, but funny enough, different panels. So you kind of have a strong summary of the Spider-Man origin story that at this point everyone knows. So as you can see, it's difficult to focus, but bear with me. It's really, again, I insist, it's really not the lighting. It's like if it gets any sort of direct light, it's difficult to see in person as well. So as you can see, you have the beginnings, like the radioactive spider, like Peter gets beaten, then he becomes a Spider-Man, lets the robber run away, then it stops a robber, whatever. And you can actually follow it better across the box. See, like Spider-Man plays, whatever. And here in the other side where you have the Amazing Fantasy one, you can't see shit because the cover is too big, but you can assume that is the rest of the panels. So that in this other side you have the death of Uncle Ben and Spider-Man, Spider-Man basically becoming a Spider-Man, and you have here one of the most quoted and misquoted quotes in all of media, which is that in this world, with great power, there must also come great responsibility, which is a great phrase and something that, everyone should live by. So that's the box. The box is interesting. It's simple, but it works. And it's not black inside, which is interesting. I guess is to not contrast the foil negatively. I like it. I prefer it to the normal bundle. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check that one video like here or down below, or it's in the Bundle Mania playlist. So I like more minimalistic boxes. This is, it has a lot of panels and stuff, but it's kind of clean. And I prefer that to like the noisy art of like, oh, there is Venom and whatnot, right? So we get this divider. Sadly, we no longer have the boxes that we usually have. So we have a divider which is basically a card size Amazing Fantasy, which is great. Then a series of +1/+1s and a mini divider with the Spider-Man themed Planeswalker logo. You can see that here you have the same panels, but this one is not foil, so it's a lot easier to see what's up. And the other side, which is, the other key art. It's like they got the rights for like 3 key arts and they just use those. The Broken Leg Spider-Man and the Magic logo and Spider tokens, quite literally. So once you pop those out, it is what it is. And the goodies. So we get the usual black box as the inside and the die. The die is the thing that people always go about. I'm having a hard time, and I don't know, maybe someone will correct me. I'm having a hard time trying to understand if this thing is a reference to anything else besides the Soul Stone. So for a quick reference, in the normal bundle is a red and blue one. It's not the most Spider-Man thing. It looks like Kane. It looks like Ben Reilly Spider-Man. It doesn't give me like Peter Parker Spider-Man vibes, but the colors are there, I guess. Here is just yellow, and it looks like like the Amber Mosquito one from like the Jurassic Park bundle that was actually excellent gift bundle, but you know what I mean. So, but it's very obvious that it's quite literal, the Soul Stone, which is, really? Okay, I guess, but it's like there are like 7 million things to reference from Spider-Man, and you guys go for the Soul Stone? Okay, whatever. So now for the actual magic. So the collector booster is going to be the last one because that's how we do it in show business, baby. We're going to see the lands, and then you have the play boosters. Let's put this thing here. So let's open the lands and the promo. As is usually the case, since you know what is getting here, they actually wrap it in paper, which is good for the environment, for once, I guess. So we get Venom Remorseless in a different art. So it's a 3, it costs 3/2 black, is a 4/4 symbiote spider hero. Has Death Touch and Lifelink. And whenever Venom attacks, until the end of turn, you may look at the top card of your library. At any time, you may play cards from the top of your library. You may look at the top card of your library anytime, and I missed the and. And you may play cards from the top of the library. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to its mana value rather than pay its mana cost. Not a bad card. And it kind of is thematically okay for Venom, you know what I mean? So, not a bad card. Now, the Spider lands, which are very pretty and lazy at the same time. I do have mixed feelings about this. We had similar types of art in the past for other Magic planes. Sadly, we only get like one of each in foil. And you see this and you think Spider-Man. You can also think Innistrad, I guess, and maybe, yeah. So they are okay. You can read them from across the room, across the table. So I guess that fulfills their approach. It's kind of lazy. They say, oh, Spider-Man. So, I think that these lands are cooler. The problem is that they are this kind of small for what they are, because you always have some sort of a Spider-Man. Some sort of Spider-Man, I say, because to me, it's not clear that it's always Peter. So, doing something like he's crawling, right? So, that's pretty cool. And even though, it's New York, it's Manhattan. So, for a lot of people, that's not really a Magic plane, but But apparently it is, guys. If we have both Spider-Man and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you know, just saying, that set, that plane already has more sets than Kaldheim. So, just saying. And the other lands, I do have to comment on something. These, I don't know if it's because these are made in the US factory or something, but they smell okay because, you know, smelling the card explains the card, but they feel very cheap. Like, it's weird to describe, but they feel like thinner than a normal card. I don't know if it's just a me thing or not. Here you have basically the same, but in non-foil. So it is what it is. And the two incredible, amazing, uncanny reference cards. So we put that here away for a second. And now we can move into the actual spider boosters. So let's see what's in store for us. Technically not much, but it is what it is. So Merciless Enforcer, Spider-Man Webslinger, which was very eager to get down. Whoosh, Stegron the Dinosaur Man. It's funny when they add cards like this because it's like, you remember that. I do have mixed feelings with this set because, you know, as a Spider-Man fan, when they announced like, oh, there is going to be a Spider-Man set, a lot of people were like, wait, I said just for Spider-Man. And, you know, if you know the Spider-Man lore, yes, you can. I mean, Sony has been trying to do movies with the villains alone. So, like, Spider-Man has a lot of things going for him, both in terms of characters, like villains and heroes, and, you know, all that. Hot dog, let's go. And, you know, even without touching the rest of Marvel, like without going to like Avengers and all that stuff, and even without going to the Street Heroes or the Marvel Knights, like, okay, cool. Like, Spider-Man has a lot of things. But sadly, they leaned too hard onto the Spider-Verse, which seems like the title for the third movie that we are still waiting for. But, and it's understandable, I guess, that there is a mix of what Marvel wants and what the design team would like to put in. I feel like, you know, it seems very plausible to me that the Marvel team is like, nah, you gotta use the Spider-Verse thing because that's like what the kids are like, yay, right now, right? And it gives the window for some things like this, like Spider-Rex and whatnot, but it does feel a lot like oh, you know, it's just a featuring a Spider-Man set. Like, I think that my biggest gripe with this set, and the problem is that it's kind of a problem with all the Universes Beyond sets, but I think that it becomes more apparent when a set is like in the middle of the standard battle and is another set, regardless of the gameplay design, because, you know, yes, there are not that many good cards in here, and like ignoring for a second that it's like, oh, that's we have a card named Hot Dog Card, for Christ's sake, right? You know, it's like ignoring that for a second, because I will die on the hill that the problem actually started with Kamigawa Neon Dynasty and New Capenna. Like, those were the first sets that kind of dipped the toe in the water, like, so you guys are okay with this, right? Like, you guys, you know, Cyberpunk Imagine, well, seems okay. And people were very okay with that, so that opened the door. Oh, nice, Iron Spider. So because of that, we are, and other decisions, we are where we are. But to me, as a, you know, enjoyer of the game, it's, the cards are weak. There are multiple theories about it. One of the theories is that this was supposed to be beyond boosters, like Assassin's Creed. But, you know, Assassin's Creed sold very poorly, and maybe Marvel was like, nope, we don't want like to tarnish the reputation with Spider-Man. Ironically, it has been done precisely for being such a rush set, but I think that in the end, it doesn't even matter. I think that the like, not even the Universes Within sets have a lot of dull cards, right? This is the problem, that so we can't pretend that is just like, oh yeah, the Spider-Man set is bad. Like we had like universes within sets that were very bad mechanically or just irrelevant, both thematically and mechanically, like Either Drift, right? And we now pretend that those are okay because it's like, oh well, but that's one of our sets. So that's still a problem. And it's always going to be a problem when you have to release 7 standard legal sets a year. And, someone has to come up with the cards. And the cards have to be legally different from each other because otherwise they are just skins of another card. And normally what ends up happening is that they make a strictly better version of an existing card, which makes the power creep. Or they make normal versions or just worse versions of existing cards. And we end up with a set like a Spider-Man. So, the problem is that and we get bagels too. The problem is that we lost, Wizard lost a lot of good faith from the community because with things like March of the Machine and all the changes that they've been doing recently, removing things from bundles, removing things from commander decks, just removing things, but pushing up prices and facilitating, scalping culture and scarcity. The problem, is that because of that, it's difficult for Wizard to do changes that I believe will be more meaningful. Like, for example, let's be honest, would this set get less shed and feel more relevant if it was actually Beyond Boosters? And why do I say that? Because remember, the original premise of Beyond Boosters, or like the March of the Machine Epilogue Boosters, or whatever, were that you get less cards, yes, but you get only better cards, like, uncommons, rares, and mythics. Like, it reduces bulk because you also get less bulk. And on paper, get it? Because there are cards. On paper, that's a good idea. We actually get less bulk. Because let's be honest, even regardless of this being a Spider-Man set, even in the best sets of the year on previous years, like Bloomborrow and whatnot, unless you're playing limited, you're playing draft and something like that, half of those cards you're never going to see again. You know what I mean? Like, so it really brings the question of like, well, will it be that much of a bad idea for us to just get like decent and good cards instead of just getting a bunch of bulk? And the problem is that, well, that bridge has been burned because, well, they try to charge the same. And we know that designing cards has a cost, but if you are designing less cards and having less art and printing less cards, it should be cheaper for us too, not the same price. So, but they didn't like that suggestion. We didn't like the product, and we are back here. Now, as a person that likes to collect and a person that likes, for example, in this case, a Spider-Man, even though I don't like what's been done in the set, having more cards doesn't offend me. It's like having a sticker album, it's like, well, more cards, more reference to Spider-Man, etc., and more cool things like this. But at the end of the day, my problem with this, both as a collector and a Magic fan and a Spider-Man fan, is that this is really a set that makes no one happy, really. Like, as a Magic fan, I am like, this set is, I want to say collector. I don't mean like collector that buys to resell. It's not like I'm here like, oh, the Soul Stone. It's like, no. I just like, I like cards and their art, and I like having them all like by number in the portfolio and all that stuff. Like, so I rarely sell my cards, if ever. Like, I prefer to give them away. Like, the thing is, as a Magic fan, this is very for the game. As a Spider-Man fan, this is very for a Spider-Man too. It feels really like like greatest hits. Like, my take, and sadly I don't think that's gonna happen, but for future sets like the Marvel superhero set, that is basically like a potpourri set of things, there should be a story. And I think that for Avatar it should be the same and whatnot, but sadly that's not the case when you do Universes Beyond. This is the last one, by the way. You just the joke is that is references, and if you are both a Magic fan and a fan of the IP that is being featured, part of the fun is to see how they adapted that identity or that character to the Magic mechanics. So, for example, when you see like Venom's Hunger and you read this effect, you're like, okay, like You're like, okay, that's a decent interpretation, right? And even if you don't want to, like, trying to not be hater at all, you see something like City Pigeon and go like, okay, because it's New York. It's part of what Spider-Man's identity is, right? So when you see a lot of these things, if you're a fan of both things, the fun is actually really on like both the different takes on the characters, even if sometimes we don't agree with the artistic direction, and how the mechanics represent that character or that saga or that event or whatever from that IP that you like. But they don't tell a story, and I think that's a shame. I feel that the set should really tell a story. Oh, the death of Gwen Stacy twice, crazy. It really feels like they should tell a story. They should this should be a set like like Spider-Man. I don't know. You're being friends with Marvel and with Sony. Like, make the set so that it's kind of a recreation of the Spider-Man game's plot or something. Like this, it just feels like, oh, remember Spider-Man? Ha 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 ha. It's like a bunch of references, and to me, that's a shame. But then it gets really tarnished by this. And to be honest, this whole like Marvel collaboration and this tie in specifically to the Infinity Gems feels really late. Like no one cares about that anymore. Like the MCU is done. Like at least that part of the MCU, they're trying to revive it, but it is what it is. And Marvel has a lot of other great sagas. I don't know. But let's see the Spider-Man Collector Booster, which is going to be my first and technically last Collector Booster that I open for this set, because, as I said multiple times, I refuse to pay markups. So this bundle I bought for MSRP, and it came with a Collector Booster, so that's fun. Let's see what we pull, but I refuse to buy anything from this set as long as things have a markup. Well, this and any set, really. So let's see. Everything is foil. Professional Wrestler, Shock, from the Shocker, makes sense. Still Wrecking Ball. I do believe that it would be better for a lot of these cards if they were just like reskins, like they do sometimes, like the Transformer cards that were not the ones from the Secret Lair that were like, it was Optimus Prime, it was like Dark Steel Colossus or something like that. Because we get less complexity and we actually get reprints that we need. So Web Warrior, Spider, piloted by Penny. Alien Symbiosis, or Symbiosis, depends on who you ask. Spider Bite, Web Warden. This card looks washed out, which is interesting, but okay. And now the heavy hitters, or the good-looking cards at least. So we got a foil Mountain. We got a foil Dr. Octopus Master Planner that is very shiny, very reflective, as you can see, and it looks very washed out, which is crazy. But okay, we got Dr. Octopus. Oh, we got Hydro Man, Fluid Felon, which is the worst like criminal nickname that you can have, but okay. Multiversal Passage, which is pretty cool. As this land enters, choose a basic land type, then you may pay 2 life. If you don't, it enters tapped. This land is the chosen type, which is kind of cool, and the art is cool, so there's that. Ooh, Beast Within, and this is a McFarlane art, so I love it. And I love these cards too because these are basically like reprints, but with literal copy-paste art. Some people say that these are the laziest. I actually enjoy these a lot because, well, I'm a fan of the original drawing, so there you go. Beast Within for 2/1 green is instant, destroy target permanent. Its controller creates a 3/3 green beast creature token, which is basically the lizard in this context. Ooh, and we got Peter Parker. By the way, there's a token too. That is Human Citizen and Treasure. But not a bad pool, I think. With Peter Parker in the original Steve Ditko art. Man, it's cool. For 1 and 1 white is a legendary creature Human Sightness hero that is a 0/1, and it says when Peter Parker enters, create a 2/1 green spider creature token with reach, and if you pay 1 green, 1 white, and 1 blue, basically banned, transform Peter Parker, activate only as a sorcery, and he becomes the Amazing Spider-Man. Nice, what a nice piece of art. I love this shit. See, this is why I like this. This is why it's a shame that people scalp the hell out of these collector boosters, because I do love these cards with the original art because I love the comics. The problem is I'm not paying crazy values for this shit, but this I am very happy about. I don't even know. I don't care how much this is worth. I don't know. It's going to be on the screen when the video is edited, but I really love it. It's like, it's the Steve Ditko art, man. And then the cover for Amazing Spider-Man. She's crazy. Love it. And yeah, I do have to concede a little bit. I hate that in most cards. Here is not different. That you have the effect here, like it's scattered through the card. It makes it difficult to read, but it is what it is. So one green, one blue, one white. Legendary creature, spider, human, hero, 4/4. And then each legendary spell you cast that's one or more colors has web slinging for green, blue, white band. It has vigilance and reach. And this is pretty cool. I love it. See, the entire box, to me, just because of this card, the entire box is worth it. Now, can you hate on me? Please do. But I'm a comic fan. What can you say? You can tell because I've been saying Infinity Gem and not Infinity Stone. I am that type of guy. So, is it worth it to buy this thing? You know, like, is a tough sell. You know, if you're a Magic fan, you already hate this thing, I guess. So no. But if you're a Spider-Man fan, maybe. I do have some problems with it. Like, for example, the box is great. I like the box a lot. Is foil, is pretty. I like the outer box with all my might. Like the outer box, I love it. I mean, it's lazy because it's just using an iconic cover, but you know, sometimes that's all it takes. And you only open it from the bottom, so I think you can kind of reuse it if you want. I don't know, but I really like it, and it's foil and all that stuff. I mean, we like cardboard in this hobby, so it is what it is. At the same time, and then you know you have this. I think that this divider might be one of the best dividers ever. Which again, kind of lazy because it's like a recycled art from the comics, but whatever. And the insert is kind of lazy too. And from this side, it's like. Which leads me to one of my biggest problems with this. So the cards are all random, right? So it is what it is. If you can find it for MSRP, I think it's okay. And I like it. But normally when you get bundles, is mostly, I mean, you don't get this one for the collector booster. Maybe you do it if you can find it for MSRP and you want one for fun, without paying like overpriced. Okay, I guess. But again, the boosters are random. So the Venom card is pretty cool, and you get some spider lands that, you know, are cool and lazy at the same time. So I am struggling to advertise them to anyone as like, guys, this is amazing, because even I, that I'm a Spider-Man fan, I look at them and I'm like, I get it, but at the same time it's like, you know, it's like, I mean, it's New York and webs, I guess, you know what I mean? So kind of okay. But the thing that has me the most divided with this bundle is the die, because let's be honest, they removed the boxes from us. They removed both the old big box and the mini square box that went inside this, and they removed the dividers and all that shit. So they keep removing stuff, but the box and the die are kind of the main reasons why you buy a bundle instead of just buying boosters, because it's a time capsule. And the box, I think, is pretty, but the die, I have issues with this. For multiple reasons. I mean, yes, it's a Soul Stone, it's a chase card of the set, it's anything that anyone cares about, I get it. It's even in the promotional thing. But really, of all the color combinations for Spider-Man, we went with the Soul Stone. And then I guess my OCD is asking, okay, so are we getting another 5 bundles that also come with a poster like this, or maybe not, but that come with a die that is basically the Infinity Gem that they are trying to represent? I hope. Because then I can do like a thing with Magic the Gathering die. That would be pretty cool. But I mean, I don't think they're gonna do it all the way. I hope they do, but I don't know if they're going to. And that really pisses me off, because then this set really doesn't feel like a Spider-Man. It feels like what it is, which is marketing, and then the Soul Stone as like buy this because this card is valuable, you know. So mixed feelings on it. It on some things is the most Spider-Man thing you can ever wish for as a as a Spider-Man fan, but in others it feels very disrespectful to Spider-Man as a whole. So, and from a Magic perspective, it's kind of okay. and the cards are what they are. So if you are just in for the game, maybe this is not the bundle for you. But let me know what you think. I'm kind of, happy about this because I like Spider-Man, but I do recognize that opinions may differ. So let me know what you think down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all those things that the cool kids do. And I will see you next time on PAX and Recreation. Bye.